Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video here, we are going to be reviewing Parker the Basshead's video on the slapzaudio Oblivion subwoofer. Guys, I'm sorry for not posting. This is going to be a little bit of a different type of video. I will have a review for y'all soon. And if you like this style of content, let me know something else you want me to review. And I know that this video has been in the realm of the car audio world in terms of like if it's credible or not, so we will be doing our own investigation on whether if it's a good video and if it did the slapzaudio Oblivion justice. Now guys, the slapzaudio Oblivion, this sub is a great sub. I've reviewed it on my channel. If you want to go check it out, and I reviewed the 15-inch subwoofer. And I also have a discount code if you ever want to buy a slapzaudio sub. It's going to be Basementist. Go to their website. I'll leave it down in the description. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
There she goes. Oh no!
Ooh, that's not
what is going
good.
on, Baseheads? In this video, we might have what could be the most insane budget deal on a sub that you can. Insane budget deal on a sub that you can get. This is for the slapzaudio Oblivion 12-inch sub, and it only retails for $225.
Wow, that's a good price, guys.
You get an insane 4-inch coil, beefy motor, 2 watt RMS.
I think it's a 270 ounce motor.
In this video, we're going to find out if this is a budget gem or budget bust.
Ooh.
Let's get into it. Tons of y'all have been asking me to review this sub, and I am so excited to do it. Without further ado, guys, let's get this thing opened and see what we're working with.
Okay. They do package it pretty well.
First thing I noticed for $225, this thing is pretty heavy. Also, it is double box, so that's not a bad thing. Ooh, there it is. First off, we get a cool looking decal.
Yep, I have one in my car.
Decal,
very nice.
White or just black. Actually, a little color in it, something different. And check out this good looking fella.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
Alright, now again, for $225, it's a decently heavy fella.
Oh, it is. Look at that TI frame. Those are some good terminals too.
Okay, y'all, this is insane. Again, a
4-inch
coil is just crazy.
On a 12, that's crazy.
This is kind of nuts. Y'all, it is exciting to have this guy here. Been looking forward to doing this. I gotta say, it is pretty crazy. Now again, quick rundown of the specs. 2,000 watts RMS, 4,000 max, 4-inch coil, with a BL of around 21. Sensitivity is 87 dB. The FS is around 36. And we have a 270 ounce Y35 grade motor.
That's what I thought.
Gotta get y'all the look at this thing.
Paper dust cap, by the way.
It does have a nice looking paper cone. That being said, it's not super stiff.
No, it's not, but it's double spidered.
Dust cap is pretty stiff, but again, not the stiffest thing ever. Does look nice though. I do love the white stitching. Of course, we have your nice, just basic rubber gasket on here.
Bolted down, very nice.
Legendary TI frame basket. Very common frame. Personally, guys, I get a little tired of seeing TI frames. That being said,
I don't. I think they're nice. They're very beefy.
Budget sub. I don't really mind it in this case.
They are very
Take a
cheap.
look inside here. Oh man, so they have a little block.
Not very cheap,
stepping this up
but
here.
Budget subs, they have them.
Not much room under here, guys.
Very good cooling too.
Tight. We do have 2 separate spiders. One
Yep.
on the top, one on the bottom there, and it does feel like a high quality ring.
I like the tinsel leads go into each coil.
It would pull up under heavy excursion, and your spider would kind of pull out of it. This guy feels pretty nice. We also have nice bolts holding it down. Yeah, really nice tinsel leads for a $200 sub, guys. Look at that. 2 strands of the flat wire per coil.
So something I really like about this sub is for the price you get I think it's 4 gauge terminals. Those right there. It's either 6 or 4. A 4-inch black aluminum coil. It may be copper clad aluminum, but 4-inch coil, very good. 270 ounce magnet, also pretty credible. 2 spiders in a spider pack, bolted down and glued down. multiple tinsel leads, flat tinsel leads go into each coil. Guys, this thing is a must get. I've done RMS test on the 15 inch, and it did great. We'll see what Patrick does later. Parker does later on in the video. But let's get back into this.
Size push terminals on this thing. It says 6 gauge oversized push terminals.
Okay, it's 6 gauge.
Very happy with these. Coming down to here, y'all. Video will not do it justice, I'm sure, because it never does. But
never does.
That coil inside this is just absolutely huge, insane. Here's your standard 3-inch coil, guys. You can just see how much.
That's a nice coil too.
As opposed to a 4-inch. When it comes
that's
to
just so much bigger.
4-inch is really the biggest you're ever going to see. It's actually very rare you see a 4-inch. Normally companies use 3-inch coils because you still can get a pretty good coil for 3-inch, and instead having a smaller diameter that allows for a bigger spider, which gives you more.
I've also heard it also does better with like sound quality to have a 3-inch coil rather than a 4-inch.
Excursion, but the nice thing about a 4-inch coil, it can have a lot higher RMS rating. That's why this guy is 2,000 watts RMS.
That's crazy.
The bigger coil that I've really ever seen in a sub, in a 12-inch sub, over a 4-inch, is this insane fella right here, of course.
That thing is huge. It's also incredibly expensive, though.
4.5-inch coil inside of it, which is ridiculous.
Defbonts has very good subwoofers, but it's just too much money for me, man.
That being said, this guy's also rated at like 4,000 watts RMS, which is
crazy.
Now that gives me a good segue into, of course, the sponsor of this video.
Alright, sorry Parker, I am going to skip through that.
No matter all the way from Trams, guys. Their avatar, little bit, avatar, SDU.
Actually, the avatar is really good. I've heard those.
Alright guys, we have a new garage setup over here. Of course, the old setup was over here, but with that.
Okay, I'm gonna skip through that too.
I got some. This is
skip.
When I do my RMS testing. Guys,
okay, get back to the video, please.
Right knob, so, you know,
that is a great bass knob. I want to review that.
This box.
All right, here we go.
2.5 cubic feet.
2.5 cubic feet.
So that'll work. Also, it recommends the box tuned to, I think it said 32 to 36 hertz.
It's a little bit. I've heard it when I was talking to Slapzaudio. They said that it was a little bit on the higher side of the box specs, but I mean, I don't know. This sub can do a lot. This box may be a little bit too big for it. That's what I've heard. Let's just get into the video and see the rest of it.
32 hertz, so this should get the job done.
Now he does this box for every single one of his subs. I've been watching him for ever since I've been doing YouTube, and it's only been like this box. So let's see how it does.
All right, fixing the box, just perfect. So that is good. Let's get this thing screwed down, and then we'll let it break in for a few days. Y'all had this thing in here actually almost a week, driving around, enjoying it.
I'm feeling that too, guys. I'm feeling that too.
Too cold, so I can here and film some from driving around. Again, I've enjoyed it. Seems to take power just fine. That being said, the one thing I have noticed is that if you are pushing a lot of power to it, especially on lower frequencies, this thing does mechanically max out pretty quick. And when
now, I never had issues with it mechanically maxing out. I really do think it's the box that it's doing that.
It makes an absolute racket, guys. It smacks pretty hard. Again, as I kind of showed, having that big coil does not allow for as much.
That's true as well.
Between the basket of the spider and whatnot. So.
But honestly, guys, I've seen these subs in very, very nice boxes. No mechanical and max out unless you're pushing some really high wattage through. And it's taking the heat, man. These subs are beasts.
Anyway, guys, we'll do some more tests. I'll show you all. What you think.
All right, back to it. That is kind of crazy.
Not
That's
good.
112. Look at that thing go. 23 minutes, damn. There we go, slow-mo. I do that a couple times. I'm gonna skip through a couple of these if it's just showing that. What is that? The Big Boss 8. Dang, that's a nice amplifier. Oh, there we go. I hear it max out a little bit. Okay. Shaking. Oh my gosh. I relate to that. Yep. I've had to use a fire extinguisher in my car as well. I'm gonna skip through this a little bit. If y'all want to see this, go watch his video, but I'm gonna skip through just so I can get to the tests. Let's see. Ooh.
With those lows.
Alright, let's see this.
Sounds a lot better than I thought it would, especially on those.
Oh yeah, dude, it sounds really good.
It really eats up that power.
In person, it sounds really good.
Through 1,200 watts at it, lower frequencies, it just eats it up. Which means,
It
guys,
does.
if you had a 2,000 or 3,000 watt amp on this thing, again, after beams rise and whatnot, I think this thing would still eat up all the power. No
It would.
That being said,
Definitely.
I would recommend. I think 2.5 cubic foot is a perfect box if you're keeping it around that true 1,000 watt.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit too big for the mechanical max out.
Probably end up around there after box rise. That being said, guys, if you're really trying to push it to that 2,000 watts, if you're really trying to get after it, I would recommend a little bit smaller box. This thing just mechanically unload max out when you really push the beats to it. And getting a smaller box would probably help that out. So, well, y'all, next up, time for the DB test.
Alright, let's see it.
To this thing and see how loud we can get it. We're of course going to do 35, 40, and 45 hertz.
Normally what I do as well.
Driver's side window will be open. We'll see what we get. Watt meter over here. This tells us the peak wattage. 35 hertz. Got the LF Audio wireless bass knob.
So nice. I wanna get one of those too. Oh.
All right, we brought it up to where it was mechanically.
Yeah, the mechanical max out. It's the box, guys. It's not the sub.
And just under that 140, guys. 139.2. Y'all, let's try 40 hertz now. See what we get. 1,800 watts, y'all. The keeps rising.
Now, okay, I'm gonna pause it real quick. I've pushed this sub 2,000 watts. Never had a mechanical max out in my box when I did my review. So it's got to be the box. That's the only thing I can think about. Unless the 15 wouldn't be that much different than the 12. I mean, the same coil, same motor, same everything except the cone size. All right, let's get back into this.
Still get it too. We did get it where it was mechanically maxing out. Ah, hey, not too bad.
140, that's not bad. It's really good actually for one.
Last but not least, we got 45 hertz.
Okay.
See what we get.
That was pretty bad. Max out. Does he have head? Does he have headway lithium? Alright, Parker.
Again, it does max
You don't need
out.
to do it
And
again,
guys, got
bro.
a ton of power,
We heard it.
just under 1,800 watts, and a 139.3. Alright, not
139.
getting a crazy score, mainly because, guys, this thing just really does mechanically max
Better
out.
box, it would have
Still
given a big
140,
score.
not terrible
Better
for a
score.
Silver 12. Alright, y'all. Time for the musical RMS test.
Okay,
So, of course,
let's
that's
hear it.
rated at 2,000 watts RMS, so we're going to play full song, keep it around that.
I'm gonna skip through this. There we go. Ooh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna say something. Now, guys, I don't know if you know this, but when you max out a sub, it's so not good for the sub. It can misalign the voice coil in the actual sub itself, and it can actually perform way worse. And for example, it may not last as long if you do a RMS test. Like this musical RMS test, it may not last as long as you want it to because you damage the sub when you max it out so much, like he just did. So that's why I don't really do. That's why I don't really do some of these tests, because I hate maxing out subs. It is awful for them.
Maxing out really bad.
Times 8. It's not gonna blow on these music. How much music does he do? Damn.
Alright, he made it through that. That being said, guys, I was not able to really keep it at 2,000 watts. It was more between 1 to 1,500.
So, did he say earlier in the video if this was a 2 ohm or a 4 ohm? Leave that in the comments. I think it's a 2 ohm.
One, because, guys, it was just absolutely mechanically maxing out, like, terrible, and when it smacks, it just sounds really, really bad. The cone hits the basket. Doesn't sound good. Two, we were
Damages the sub, guys. It damages the sub.
The 8K back there was clipping pretty bad. So, again, couldn't quite go as hard as I wanted
It's also
to.
not good for it.
That being said, with it still clipping and with it smacking, it still made it through the full song undamaged. Well, mostly undamaged.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. See, I think there's a little bit of rubbing going on between the motor and the voice coil because of the misalignment of the actual voice coil. Leave your opinions in the comments down below, but that's what I think.
As you can see, guys, when this thing maxes out, it does rub a little bit right there, which obviously is not good. Don't see any rubbing on the other side, though. So this thing must not be 100% aligned. Hey, clean looking sub, though. I love the bottom here.
Well, that answers my question. It's going to be the dual 2 ohm. Alright, let's see this. Is he going to do the RMS?
Putting in some work. I think so long as you're not mechanically maxing out, it seems to do just fine. And it does seem to eat up.
As long as you're not mechanic maxing out. Oh, no shit.
Pretty good. And again, I am happy with how it sounds. Especially in those lows, guys. It was nice and windy. We had a build with like several of these.
Oh, guys, I've seen crazy builds on these subwoofers. They are awesome.
I think it would be pretty nasty. Anyway, hey, it made it through that test. That means, guys, we got to do the brutal RMS test on.
Oh, I love my brutal RMS test, but we're also at a disadvantage because of that. You can already see it's actually wearing out the voice coil because it's rubbing. So I don't think this RMS test would be very fair. I don't know. Leave your comments down below, but I would buy a separate sub just to get the truth out and break that one in and do a separate RMS test because he's already damaged the sub.
On this thing, of course, we got the new
Let's see how long it lasts. So.
That means, guys, 40 hertz non-stop.
Okay. Yep. Do you guys hear that? That's rubbing. Ooh. This thing isn't going to last as long as you think it's going to be. Guys, because of what he did earlier in the video with the bottoming out of the actual sub, it misaligns the coil, like I said, and it sounds like it's rubbing just like now. And if that's the case, it will not make it past like 3 minutes. Times 8. I do that as well too. Also, if you note that the on the left of the screen, it has the voltmeter. If you can see that, it's dropping to 11.49 volts, which is not the best when you're doing an RMS test. And there goes the sub. It's starting to smoke.
There she goes.
Alright, it made it 2 minutes 18 seconds. Voltage we're dropping into the mid 11s and about 1900 watts pushing. Now guys, I really do believe that it was the box, and the bottoming out of the sub is the reason why it didn't make this this long. If he got a new Slapzaudio sub, I think it would have been longer. Let me know in the comments down below, but let's finish up the video.
Oh no! Well guys, we made it a little over 2 minutes.
Yes, it did.
Ah.
Yep, look at that coil.
Got smoky on us though. Woo. Y'all, 2,000 watts is in just absolutely insane rating.
It's pretty crazy.
Just non-stop 40 hertz, y'all.
Yep, it's very brutal.
Absolutely brutal. Even though this thing has a nice big, 4-inch coil on it, one thing to mention is that it's got actually a smaller motor at only 270 ounces. One thing to remember, guys, your motor acts as a heat sink. As your coil gets hot, if you've got a big old motor, it'll actually cool that heat away from the coil. For example, a big...
He is absolutely correct on this. When you have a way bigger coil, the heat that's coming from the coil will dissipate down into the motor, and the bigger the motor, the better the cooling. But in this case, a 270 ounce motor, it should be okay for a 2,000 watt rating. Now this beast, if you want to spend $1,000, you can get something like this, and it could be, it's almost as big as the actual sub.
It's called like this. You just have this massive motor. Again, it's able to really heat sink, pull some of that heat away from there. This guy's just not able to do that. That being said, we really were pulling the power. Impedance was...
Yeah, but I do believe that the motor doesn't really... In this case, the 270 ounce motor shouldn't be that big of a difference.
Rising, pulling a ton of amps. One thing I did notice, guys, my volts over here, they were dropping down to like 11.5.
Yep, I saw that too.
Be careful if they were going to drop below 11, guys. I was going to cut it, but sub ended up going first. Now there is a clip light on this guy, and it did not say it was clipping. The S&D meter did not say it was clipping either. So even though the voltage was not good, we were still putting clean power. See,
now that's what I don't get. Clean power when it's dropping to 11. My experience is when it drops that low, it's going to always clip. At least for me. I don't know about for any of you. Leave your comments down below if you've had any experience with this, and I'll make sure to read them.
Also, guys, it's insanely cold out here.
Oh, I can tell.
That a lot this time of year, but it is cold. Well, guys, I was hoping it would make it longer, but again.
Alright, he's just going to do his outro, so I'm going to do my outro at the same time. So basically, guys, if you like this type of content, me reacting to videos like this, leave videos down below in the comment section if you want me to react to another one. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I do really enjoy the Slapzaudio Oblivion. I have it upstairs. I made my own video on it. You can go check it out. And if you want to purchase one of those, you can do it at theslapzaudio.com and use code BASEMENACE for 5% off on your order. Or you can use any of the other links down in the description, Big Jeff Audio, stuff like that. And also use BASEMENACE for 1% off your order as well. But if you like this style of content, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, and I will get back to you in the next video. Peace.
All along, I think I'm alone.